Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
J360 Radio.
Hey J360 Legion, how's it going? It's time for a J360 Mini Bite, hosted by J.M. Brady, and I'm your host, J.M. Brady. So, let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Another week, you know. Yeah, I know it's a little late, but guess what? Let me tell you this. After hearing that good verdict today, Chauvin is found guilty on all charges. You know something? Couldn't happen to a better jerk. Especially of all the stuff he did to George Floyd, and not to mention all the other crazy stuff that he did in Minnesota. So, hey, it feels pretty good to see justice actually get served. But, see, the thing about it is, though, we can't relax on this one. There's quite a lot of things that went down against the black community that needs to be attested to, and a lot of those officials need to be held accountable for. Now, are they all going to see time? Remains to be seen. But for right now, that did feel good. You understand what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, this week's feeling really, really good, man. Especially after yours truly went back out there and did some event videography over the weekend. And it was a pay gig. Oh, my God, man. You got to understand this. It felt wonderful. In addition to doing the shows for you guys last week, and not to mention that great crossover with Final Shift for the Hangouts, that was pretty awesome. So, you know, like I said, one way or another, everything's just taking center stage in a new direction, and I love it. Like, even from the J-Man show coming back together, oh my God, it was wild. You know, some people even asked me that, like, if 200 was going to be the last episode, and I was like, why? No. Not at all. And even Sony managed to reverse course on their decision of closing the PS3 and the Vita versions of the PSN store, which is not going to happen. And I think they still have some support indefinitely. So, you know, you can actually go online and you can actually purchase video games off of, you know, their version of the PSN store, which is really, really cool. And you know something? To be honest with you, those PS3 games should have been backwards compatible anyway, but I know they were trying to push that PlayStation Now and all. But, you know, to be perfectly honest, I would have loved to have BC and the PS4 as well as the PS5. And right now, you know, that's cool to me because I still got my PS3 hooked up. So I was sitting here messing around with that earlier. It's like a trip down memory lane, man. Like, you know, the console wars were still pretty fresh at that time. And not to mention, like, you know, at that point, there were exclusives and there were different kind of games. The PS3 had a few bumps in the road in its beginning, but I was there throughout it all, you know. I even had an original, that huge diesel kind of PS3, I mean, like, it's still sitting there and I'm still looking at it. Like, it had BC and everything, man. Like, oh, it was beautiful. And then one day I managed to get the yellow light of death on it. You know, I don't know how it happened. I think it was because the wiring around the, you know, the GPU, its glue became undone after a while because it had a problem with heat. You get my drift. And you see, the thing is, I look at it from time to time and I'm like, you know, I could repair it, or I could take it to a repair store located not too far from here, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it. And not to mention, like, the PS3 Slim that I did get to replace it, there's a reason why I did restart the Power Play series, and it was to actually finish all the games on that system. So, you know, like, one way or another, it reminds me of what I need to do. And since I'm not really trying to buy any new PlayStation games, because right off the bat, I look at the PS5 and I'm like, I'm still not interested. Even though Resident Evil Village does look great. And I'm not just talking because of that tall-ass woman, too. I'm like, good Lord. You know, like, all my fetishes came to life as soon as I saw her walk in. You know what I mean. But one way or another, things are looking up, people, and stuff is starting to open. Homeboy's about to get his second COVID shot soon. Yes! It's all win. And not to mention, yeah, you know what I'm going to say, right? Well, here it is. It's Jams Week. That's right. Jams 22 is happening this week, too. So you know how it goes. We start here with the mini bites, then we go to the J-Man show, then we go to the power play, depending on which episode or which setting is set. Or sometimes it can be a random mix. But I'd like to say that we're going to go back to form this week on the power play. And then, of course, you know... Yeah, you still need to get that Showdown episode on the YouTube channel now I think about it. So don't worry, we'll get all that stuff handled this week. But of course, you got the mini bite right now, you got the J-Man show tomorrow, and you got the power play happening on Thursday, and then you also have Jams on Friday, and then you may have that Showdown series, or a new episode, or a repeat of the other episode happening on that Saturday. So... things are looking great. And of course, you know, all shows happen at 10 p.m. And then anytime that the J360 TV is about, that usually is in sync with the power play. So that's on the YouTube channel at 10 p.m. So either way, it's all checking. I'm loving it. You know what I mean? Like right off the bat, I got my checklist right here. Everything's green. And speaking of which, since I wasn't around last week, this is a bonus for a lot of you in the Jam fam and those of you new musicians out there. Or any of you musicians really have a shot on jams. You just got to send your 2 tracks and a link that best represents and sells your music to the J360 Legion and people worldwide. You know, just send them to me at j360productions@outlook.com and then put in the subject matter, you know, your submission for Jam 22. Still got plenty of room. And like I said, since I wasn't around last weekend, the deadline is extended to Thursday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So, you know, that's just how it goes, guys. I'm on the Eastern side of things, you know what I mean? For now, so that's just how it works. One way or another, you know, this whole thing is going to work out well. And I'm excited to see how it all turns out. Because, hey, well, with the good weather coming in and all these gigs starting to line up, it's going to be one interesting year. Started off crazy, but I mean, hopefully it'll actually end up on a, you know, positive beat. You hear me out on this one? So, of course, you know, like, it's good to be positive. I mean, after all this negativity I was floating around, I'm just saying that it's time to do that kind of stuff. So we're going to make a mark about it. Now, for those of you out there who have been paying attention, did you guys know that there's actually a Mortal Kombat will be coming in about 2 days now, because yeah, it's almost over today, so yeah, it'll be coming soon. And did you guys hear about the Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie? Yeah, Vin Diesel's allegedly attached to it, and it's going to deal with not only the 2 robots fighting, you know, you got to have that human element in there, but it's going to deal about the bond between, you know, a father and his son, and the machine that they interact with, and then like that machine that they interact with is going to help them come together so that they can enter in a competition. If that doesn't sound like that damn Hugh Jackson Real Steel movie, I don't know what is wrong with this landscape of things. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure, there's a little bit of derp in this whole thing. It's been done. Lots of things have been done. But hey, you know what? Maybe they can take it a step further, where the father, you know, isn't together, or he falls apart, or he dies, or something like that, and he has no choice but to have his consciousness combined with the machine. It could be Red Rocker or that blue one that nobody wants to play as. And then, you know, when he's bonded to the Red Rocker one way or another, he knows who his son is, and his son is like, "I'll always be with you, Dad." He'd be like, "I know, son." And then he gets in the ring, and then he dukes it out against the evil corporation that made the blue one, which nobody wants to ever play as. And then they all just battle each other to the point where one's block gets knocked off. And then it all ends with that's it. You know something? I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled that kind of crap. I mean, they did it before, right? Remember the Jack Frost movie? Even though at the same time the Jack Frost movie was actually pretty decent. And I'm talking about the Michael Keaton one, not the other one that other one's just funny. I love that other one, though. I'll never look at, you know, to be perfectly honest, as beautiful as Shannon Elizabeth is, I never looked at her in the same way when I saw that film. Because, you know the reason. If you're very astute and you're into horror movies, or horror comedy movies, I should say, you know the reason why. So, Oh, and going back to that whole thing with the PSN store being open on PS3, I'm excited about that. But I also know, like, PSP people out there, even though you mostly homebrew your stuff anyway, the PSP store is going away. But the Vita store will be open. That's interesting about the Vita, you know? It really is, because I was actually thinking about getting one of those at one time. But you see, the only problem with that is that I probably wouldn't play it much, you know? Because nowadays it's all about the Switch. Like, I would love to get a Switch. Seriously. I mean, that's the one thing that, you could get. Nowadays, it's like, the whole, the ninth generation of consoles is kind of missing in action because of, well, they ain't been releasing around here like anything. I wish I got that. Sometimes I wish I got a PS5, and then there's times I'm like, I'm glad I didn't. Because, when you think about it, there's only a handful of games out there, and then I would be using them backwards compatibility most of the time. So the PS4 would either have to go or... No, I'm not getting rid of my PS4. I did so many modifications to that damn thing, I'm not getting rid of it. But, like I said, like, a long time ago, when you could get a new console and stuff like, you'd be excited about the way things are. And not only just because it was a new console, but because of the plethora of games that are right there. And it seems like the fanfare is, well, due to COVID and all that kind of stuff, has cut short, and it's not exactly like at the top of the game plan right now. You know what I mean? It just feels like, oh, new console? Okay. But then again, before you guys mention my PC, it's like, yeah, I know, and that's another thing too. Things are so meta nowadays. It's like, what the hell? Like, there's no rush. Put it that way. And holding true to that, that's why I'm sitting here right now, turned on my PS3 to see what else I'm going to be looking into, because I think I got Garou Mark of the Wolves on here. Oh wait, no, that's for the PS Vita. See, I knew there was a reason I wanted it. Pay attention to stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you see that stuff like that, that's marketing, makes you want to go buy it. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't need anything. Gotta remind myself of that all the time, especially when it's rations day every Tuesday, Got to do what you got to do to keep yourself sustained for at least 2 weeks on end. You know what I mean? So, as it is, though, we got a pretty busy week ahead, and one way or another, I'm excited to see how we go through this kind of stuff, because I got a pretty big show prepared for you guys tomorrow with the J-Man Show anyway at 10, and then, of course, we got J360 Jams happening on Friday, and then we will see how those Power Play episodes will fill in the gaps for Thursday and Saturday as we get through what we're getting through here. And then I wonder how many other paid gigs I got lined up in addition to, doing what I need to do. So, yeah, pretty big week for the J-Man and a pretty big week for the J360 Legion as a whole. And then, of course, for those of you that are on the Discord right now, stay tuned. I got some things coming up for that as well. Yeah, man. I don't see myself ever tiring out right now because I'm so full of energy, man. And the thing is, because ever since I did that event, and that event was a giant, it was actually a giant tournament for field hockey. Yeah, believe it or not. I was out there filming, a field hockey tournament, and those girls go into it, man. I mean, they really go hard on that stuff. I was like, damn. And, when you go to a live event, it doesn't even matter to sports. It's just felt good to be at a live event again. And I was like, yeah, oh my God, I missed this. So, hell, I'm looking to see if there's a basketball tournament opening up. I'm looking to see, if they need a videographer, yeah, I'll be there. That's just the way to look into it, Hell, I'll even look at Maryland. But, I've said too much, and I'm going to just say this. It's going to be an honor to go ahead and get all this stuff ready for you guys this time. I'm even looking forward to the next Hangouts episode for next week, because I know who's actually going to be on that. I'll announce it when it comes time for it. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the J-Man Show at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Same time, same channel. And then, of course, every single J360 show that's made if you can't catch the live episode, believe it or not, it will be recorded and distributed around the time when the live show ends, so you'll all be able to catch it in post everywhere. From Spreaker to Apple to Spotify to Amazon to, hell, we're even on Audible. Audible's owned by Amazon, but still at the same time, it's like, hey, more bars and more places. So, and wherever you get your podcasts is at, even iHeartRadio is starting to send me stuff. So it's like, yeah, one way or another, these shows are about everywhere now. So, yep. But hey, I already overshot the landing, so I got to get on out of here. But until then, you guys take it easy, all right? This is the J Man signing off. Peace.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.